everyone, and welcome back. As always, I'm your girl, Candy Washington. But before we dive into today's Kiki, which is me dissecting 5 times Ariana Madix betrayed Katie Maloney, is something about her doomed? Dun, 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 dun. As you guys know, I'm Team Katie. So if you can't hear the truth about your girl Ariana, this might not be the episode for you. But before we dive in, go ahead and like, subscribe, and share. So with that, here we go. All right. Well, let me make it bigger so you guys can see it. So the first time that Ariana betrayed Katie Maloney was when she helped Tom disrespect Katie with the Raquel Halloween costume. Okay. So that came out on part 3, I believe, of the reunion. Okay. Where, and I hope, and go back and watch this. So they talk about when Tom Sandoval in October of 2022 dressed up like Raquel, like she had dressed up at BravoCon, where she wore the Tom sweatshirt and she was basically naked underneath. She just wore shoes and the sweatshirt and was like, oh my God, I'm so cute. And remember during that time, we all thought the reason why she was dressing up as Tom and following the boys around BravoCon, like she went to their booths, she went to all of their events, was because she was trying to hook up with Tom Schwartz, because that was the whole diversion tactic, remember? It was, oh, they hooked up at Coachella. Psych, Tom Schwartz wasn't even at Coachella. Then they were like kissing and doing all that stuff. So the whole diversion tactic was Tom Schwartz and Raquel. So everybody thought the reason why she wore that Tom sweatshirt was an FU to Katie Maloney. That was the narrative at that time. And then Katie, of course, came out and she called her desperado. She said she was a fangirl, that she was fangirling, that, you know, she was a fan of the show, that she was a fan of Tom and Tom. She was following with them around like a little puppy at BravoCon, right? So it was supposed to be an FU to Katie Maloney. Then Scandival hits, right? And it's like everyone's like, no. She dressed up as Tom, actually as an FU to Ariana because she was actually hooking up with Tom Schwartz. Well, at the reunion part 3, it comes out that a big reason why Tom Sandoval dressed up as Raquel for Halloween wasn't necessarily because he was hiding in plain sight as an FU to Ariana. Hey, I'm having sex with Raquel and I'm dressing up as her as Halloween. But it turns out it was actually a bigger FU to Katie, because Katie told it at the reunion that when she had called Raquel a fangirl and all of this stuff, it was Tom Sandoval's way of being a quote fangirl as Raquel as an FU to Katie. Now we've seen this behavior with him time and time again. Season 9, when he was going after Lala, calling her a mistress and a bimbo and all of this stuff, defending Brock and Sheena. Not because he actually gives a damn about Brock or Sheena, which came out, but because he wanted to go against Lala. Like we've seen this time and time again, where he stands up for someone as an FU to somebody else. But this is where Ariana comes in. Ariana then told it at the reunion that she was the one who helped Tom dress up as Raquel. But the only reason why now she has a problem with it is because she realized Tom and Raquel was having sex. But she didn't have a problem with it when she thought the reason why Tom was dressing up as Raquel was to be an FU to Katie. Do you see what I'm saying? So when she thought Tom was dressing up as Raquel for Halloween as an FU to Katie for calling Raquel a fangirl, she was cool with it. So cool, in fact, she helped him to dress up as her. But when the gag is he's actually having sex with Raquel, all of a sudden now it's weird and icky. Why did you not say to him, Tom, Don't do that to Katie. Don't do a big subliminal F you to Katie. Like, he didn't have to dress up as Raquel for Halloween, but not only did you not say, babe, maybe that's not the right move, you actually helped him get ready. And I'm not just making this up. This is what they said at the season 10 part 3 reunion. This is what they said. I don't know if it's only on the extended version, the Peacock version or not, but I'm not making this up. This is what they said. And you saw Katie's face kind of look like, whoa. And then also, what happened in that segment, Lala said to Ariana, hey, girl, if Sandoval came to you and said, oh, I'm starting to feel a type of way about Raquel, what would your response be? And she was like, oh, well, either, he could never see her again and him and I could work it out, one of the two. And then she says, but you don't go for friends. And Katie kind of looked at her like, girl, because wasn't Raquel going for Tom Schwartz the entire season? And everybody was just like, get over it, Katie, get over it, Katie, it doesn't matter. That leads me to number 2. Didn't Ariana talk mad crap about Katie behind her back about the Mexico hotel room? This was during season 10 when Sheena was getting married and Katie had gotten the Mexico hotel room and she didn't want to give it up after her and Sheena had the falling out. And they were all at that pool party when it popped off. Ariana, instead of, in my opinion, the same way Short should have done, should have stayed neutral. Like she said, I'm going into business with Katie. I don't want Katie talking about me. Well, you're going into business with Katie. Don't talk about her. She was just like all of them. Well, can we ask her, what's your price? What's your price, Katie? I don't want to deal with that, all that stuff. She was talking crap about Katie along with all of them. Sheena was talking crap. Brock was talking crap. Sandoval, Schwartz, and Raquel. All of them were outside by the pool talking mad crap about Katie. And then they brought the fight back in when it was Katie and Christina Kelly and Lala sitting around talking, and then everything popped off. She didn't have her back. And this is the thing. If you think she's wrong, hey, girl, give up the hotel room. I personally didn't think she was wrong. I wouldn't have given up the hotel room. I paid for this. I'm on this show. I'm going to go work and be in all the episodes so I can get my check just like everybody else. Hell no, I wouldn't have stayed behind. I would have went right to Mexico. I would have got my check just like everybody else and called it a day. But even if Ariana did think she was wrong, she didn't have to pile on the Katie stuff. Sheena's a big girl. She could have handled it herself. She didn't have to do that. I thought that was really dirty and very telling and very sneaky. The third time, when we all know how the Vegas trip went down, with Raquel hooking up with Oliver, being like, oh, I'm not turned on by the Big Shorts doll in front of Katie. Raquel also saying that, she wanted to hook up with Tom and she thought he was cute and stuff in front of Katie and in front of Katie's mother as well. That also happened in Vegas, remember? Her saying to Lala, well, at least you don't have a man to me to go off. Her acting like a damn crazy fool. We all know what happened in Vegas. Lala told it on her podcast when Katie and her mom, Terry, was there, how she went back and told Ariana and Sheena what happened, what Raquel was saying, what Raquel was doing about, Tom Schwartz, about, at least you don't have a man. And she told it that Ariana and Sheena laughed and said, oh, Raquel is so savage. And then on the podcast, you guys can listen to it. I'm not making this up. It's the podcast that's on Give Them Lala. And it's the podcast with her and Katie and Katie's mom. And they laughed at her. Oh, Raquel is savage. And then Lala was like, yeah, it's not so savage when it turns out she's the one having sex with your man. And Katie was like, exactly. So her and Sheena were up there kikiing laughing at Raquel, saying she wants to hook up with Tom in front of Katie's mother and going off on Lala, being like, at least you don't have a man. Funny how that turned around. Sheena too. And remember Sheena was like, I would trust her in bed with my husband. And now she had to go to Brock and be like, yo, did you have sex with Raquel? That can't be a good feeling, can it? Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Okay. Fourth time. Remember the whole open relationship conversation, season 10. You know, when Allie's like, oh, I saw Raquel and Tom at the Abbey. It was really weird. And it turns out that was the night they did have sex. Because the night that Allie said she saw Tom and Raquel at the Abbey and it was weird and they were dancing just by themselves, isn't that the same time they were at the Abbey when Tom Sandoval said in his one-on-one with Andy Cohen that the week before that it was the whole guys' night at the Mondrian, and then a couple of days later they all went to the Abbey, and that he had sex with her that night. So that night that Allie saw them at the Abbey, they actually did have sex. But what did Ariana and Sheena say? Oh, it's Katie. Katie's spreading rumors that you guys have an open relationship, because that's when the whole conversation started. Because Allie went to Katie and Lala and said what happened, and Katie was like, yeah, that's weird, but maybe they have some understanding. She never said open relationship. She never said it. She even said in her confessional, no, I didn't say they had an open relationship. And if they did have an open relationship, Tom knows about it, but Ariana doesn't. Funny how that turned out to be spot on and true. Because it turned out he was out here at Coachella in the hot tub telling Rachel, oh, we have an open relationship. We have an open relationship behind Ariana's back. So Katie turned out to be 100% correct. But what did Ariana do? Well, if I'm going to be going into business with Katie, I can't have her bad-mouthing me in my relationship. Do I think she said it? Yes. And then she went to Katie in her face, and this hurt my feelings. Like, my personal feelings were hurt. When Ariana looked at Katie and she goes, I know you have a problem with Raquel, but she's never done anything to me. I like her and I trust her. I like my boyfriend and I trust my boyfriend. I thought that was very, very telling and very, very low-key disrespectful. Basically, what she was saying is, I know you're threatened by Raquel. I know she makes you insecure because she's hooking up with your soon-to-be ex-husband, not even divorced yet. Because at that point, they weren't legally divorced. They were separated, but they weren't divorced. I know you are threatened by Raquel, but I'm good. So I'm not going to let your little insecurity bother me. I'm good over here. Because this is the thing. I get saying, hey, I understand you have a situation with this person that I personally at this moment don't have. I get that. I understand that. But there's a way to talk to people, especially someone that you're claiming to be your friend, especially someone that you're asking for this loyalty with because you're going into business with. But yet you've fundamentally talked about this person over and over and over again. You know, you can be empathetic, but when she looked at her and said, I know you have a problem with her, I was like, no. This girl isn't for you. This girl isn't for you. She's not for you. Because I agree, I don't necessarily take everybody's situation as my own situation. You know what I'm saying? People treat people differently. It's true. People are who they are, fundamentally, yes. But you can be different friends with different people, 100%. But there's a way that you say that to someone that's not low-key gaslighting, dismissive, and disrespectful. This is another thing. Number 5. This happened in season 9. Okay, so this happened in season 9. This is when Katie and Ariana were starting to go into business together for something about her. I thought this was really, really dirty. So just as a quick preface to this, a quick background, obviously Tom and Tom were trying to do Swords and Sandy, and that was obviously not working. It wasn't going well. They were hemorrhaging money. They were, all over the place. And they did not want to take money from Randall because Randall wanted to be an investor. Again, I don't think it had anything to do with Randall. I think they just didn't want anything to do. I think Tom Sandoval didn't want to owe anything to Lala, any type of favor, or like, my fiance is an investor. I think he didn't want any ties to Lala, right? Because he's petty as hell. And so he didn't want to take any money from Randall as an investor. And we all know he has to have all the spotlight all the time. So then he also didn't want Ariana to have anything to do with something about her. He made that clear. And Ariana basically was just like, okay, I'll step aside. Then he sabotaged Katie being a part of something, or being a part of Schwartz and Sandy, because Katie was doing a great job. She got along great with Greg. She knew the business. She grew up working in restaurants. Her mother owned a restaurant. She was doing great. But of course, Tom Sandoval, being threatened by women, didn't want Katie to have any type part of it. So Katie had to bow out because Tom Schwartz is a coward and did not stand up for her the way he should have. Okay. Oh, 1 second. Okay. So that he shouldn't have, wasn't really standing up for her the way that he should have, right? Now, Katie's going to do something about her, the sandwich shop that she was supposed to do with Tom Schwartz, right? That was the stuff that she was supposed to do with him, but he chose to go into business with Tom Sandoval instead. Ariana goes, well, I'll do the business with you. We get along great. Let's do that. Let's do all of that. Let's go into business together. Mind you, at this point, it is Katie's idea. It is her design direction. It is her baby. They get the meeting with Randall, the investment meeting. Randall's on time. Katie's on time. Ariana is late. It looks very unprofessional. It looks very sloppy, and it's extremely disrespectful. Why is Ariana late? Because Tom Sandoval conveniently planned a time for her to have to do some type of like notary to refinance their mortgage or something. So you're telling me the only time on this planet that Tom Sandoval had to book a notary to sign some loan documents was the same exact time that Ariana and Katie were supposed to be pitching Randall for an investment in their business as a team? If that is not sabotage, I don't know what is. Tom Sandoval was trying to sabotage the meeting that Ariana and Katie had with Randall. And Ariana then self-sabotaged herself by running late and allowing that to happen. Now, I would actually feel bad for her if in the confessional, because she ends up showing up to the meeting, she's late because she had to do what Tom said. She's late. Randall says, oh, he'll do the investment. We all know what happens with Randall down the line. That is what it is. And at first I thought, Ariana, I feel so bad for you. Tom Sandoval is trying to sabotage your success. He took over your drink book, your cocktails book. He took over the Drink from Home app. He stifled your acting career. He's always wants your shine and he always wants the attention. And now he's trying to sabotage you that you're doing this with Katie and that you might get investment. Until I saw the confessional, where she's in the confessional talking about it, and she had this nasty attitude. And she was like, yeah, well, now I pay this amount less for my mortgage every month. It's okay. It's cool. And I was like, girl, what the hell? Like, you literally could have refinanced your mortgage any other time. Any other time, you could have done that. And instead of saying to Tom, I'll be back in 20 minutes or reschedule this, she just shows up late and sabotages it for Katie, leaves Katie high and dry. And I would have felt bad for her if she didn't have that smug attitude in the confessional, being very dismissive of Katie and very dismissive of her own company, something about her. Well, if I had to be late, now I just pay this amount less for my mortgage. Like, girl, do you not understand that Tom doesn't care about you? You're so busy sucking up to him, thinking that he's just sabotaging Katie. And because you don't actually care about Katie, you had no problem co-signing it. The gag is he was actually sabotaging you too, sweetheart. Wasn't that supposed to be your business too? Your investment too? Thank goodness it was only with Randall, and we all know he's a fool and a fraud. But what if it happened with somebody who was actually legit? What if it was a person who really could invest and really was a good, business partner? Now you're showing up late looking unprofessional because you had to sign a document that you literally could sign any other time in your entire life? Girl, bye. Miss me with all of that. And honestly, this really has nothing to do with Scandival. This just has to do with how Ariana treats Katie. And quite frankly, I've always felt this way about Ariana. That's why she blocked me on Twitter season 2, the moment she came on the show. I just want justice for Katie. I wish she had more of a moment at the reunion. She went through a lot. She went through a divorce. She went through public humiliation with her soon-to-be husband, hooking up with Raquel. She went through the fact that almost nobody other than Lala really had her back in that situation. Lala did, but other than that, nobody really, really did. Sometimes Ariana would be like, well, I understand how Katie feels, but she didn't put any action behind that. Running around saying Raquel's her best friend, well, the whole time Raquel's having sex with their man. So how did that work out for you? I felt really bad for Katie. Like, put yourself in that situation. You're going through a divorce. You are selling the home you thought you were going to have children with. And you're at a Mexico resort at the wedding of someone who is trying to get your soon-to-be husband to hook up with someone that you've known for 5 years. And the reaction is literally everybody cheering and chanting when your soon-to-be ex-husband is making out with a girl that you've known for 5 years, who's been a part of your, not necessarily your inner circle, but your circle, who you looked in the eye, tears in your eyes, and said, this hurts me. And to have everybody at that resort laugh and cheer. And then Katie says, these people really don't give an F about me at all. Put yourself in that situation. That's horrible. Horrible. Absolutely horrible. And I'm tired of people being like, oh, Katie, tequila Katie, rage text. Oh, well, like we've said 1,000 times, everybody on this show, everybody on the planet, we're imperfect people. Sometimes, she got drunk sometimes and rage text. Who cares? Think about what she was rage texting about. Her boyfriend throwing tequila on her face, her boyfriend cheating on her, not choosing her, not showing up for her. Who wouldn't be angry about that? I feel really bad for Katie, really bad for her. And Katie, if you ever watch this, Ariana is not your friend. Do business, go into business, but watch your back. She's not your friend. She's not. She's really not. She's not your friend. The fact that she helped Tom Sandoval dress up as Raquel on Halloween when she thought it was a dig against you, she's not your friend. She's not your friend. She's not. But karma got her back real quick because the gag is it was a dig against her. Crazy, 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 crazy. Deb says they did get married. Tom Schwartz and Katie Maloney got married in Vegas about 2 years after they got married before. So they were legally married. They just didn't get married during the ceremony on the show, but they were legally married. All right, you guys, stick around because I'm going to take some of your candy cane questions and comments. But as always, be sure to like, subscribe, and share. And let me know what you guys think about this. What do you think? How do you think something about her is going to do? What do you think is going to happen between the relationship between Ariana and Katie? Put it down below. Let me know what your thoughts are. And it looks very cute because this weekend or last night, whenever it was, Katie, Lala, Stassi, and Christina Kelly went on a girls' night. They all look super cute, and they went to something about her, and they were sharing it on their stories and everything. And it looks really, really cute. It's definitely Katie's vision. It was her shop in the first place. It looks great and amazing. It looks really cool. And I'm excited for it to open. I would definitely go and support it. But put it down below. Let me know what your thoughts are. And be sure to like, subscribe, and share. So with that, let's take some of your candy cane